Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho fired Manchester United to a late 2-0 victory over Leeds United in a feisty clash at Elland Road. For days on from the sides playing out a 2-2 draw at Old Trafford, Leeds made most of the running on home turf, with the industrious Crysencio Summerville going close on several occasions. United offered little by way of an attacking threat for the most part, aside from Diogo Dalot thumping against the crossbar from long range after the hour. But Rashford and Garnacho combined in a clinical late show as United moved up to second in the table ahead of Manchester City's game with Aston Villa. Tyrell Malaysia frequently looked uncomfortable as he was deployed in an inverted fullback role, but that did mean the Dutch youngster was in the perfect position to pressure Summerville into firing over from close range in the 4th minute. Malaysia aired under Robin Koch's long ball forward in the 44th minute and needed a combination of Harry Maguire, making just his 5th league start of the season, and David De Gea to thwart Summerville. It seemed inevitable that Bruno Fernandes would score when Max Wöber's mistake left him through on goal in first-half stoppage time, although Alon Meslier stood firm to save superbly. As was the case in the 3 prior halves of football between the teams this week, Leeds resumed with greater intensity and intent after the break. Half chances fell to Summerville, Jack Harrison and Luke Ayling in quick succession. Erik ten Hag sent on Lisandro Martinez and Garnacho in a double change just after the hour mark, but the opening goal almost arrived from an unlikely source when Dalot crashed against the crossbar with a wonderful attempt from 30 yards. De Gea, making his 400th Premier League appearance, produced a trademark save with his boot to frustrate Summerville one last time before the sting in the tail. Rashford headed home in expert fashion from Luke Shaw's delicious cross before Garnacho capitalized upon some shrewd link play from Wout Weghorst. United could have made it 3-0 late on, as both Rashford and Weghorst had the ball in the net, although both efforts were disallowed for offside. When you're having a sticky afternoon, as United unquestionably were in West Yorkshire, it helps to have a forward thriving in the form of his life. Rashford's opener was his 21st goal of the season and 13th in his past 15 United appearances. He is scoring all types of goals right now and, after Leeds shacked his threat from wide areas, he produced the sort of finish that any classical centre-forward would be delighted to call their own. It's hard to think of a more effective attacking player in world football right now. United have played some good stuff when in full flight under former Ajax boss Ten Hag. In terms of slick passing patterns and neat attacking phases, their efforts this week will not feature on too many clips of their best work that Ten Hag's staff might put together. United were 2-0 down at Old Trafford and on the back foot for long periods at Elland Road. Leeds put them through the mill at times, but Ten Hag's side hung in there and prevailed in clinical fashion. But for offside calls against Rashford and Weghorst, United would have been celebrating an even more handsome victory. It is close to impossible to imagine any of the United vintages of recent seasons taking 4 points from the situations they found themselves in this week. A crackling occasion and exhilarating atmosphere, in which fans of both clubs played a full part, was unfortunately undermined by vile chants from a minority. A joint statement released by Manchester United and Leeds afterwards condemned fans of the respective clubs who chanted about historic tragedies.